The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. How are you? It is indeed the Ron Van Dam Show. I'm one of those people. Thanks for being here. Can you see me? Can you see me okay? It's very important that you can see me because I do a radio show, and the fact that you should be able to see me is extremely important under the circumstances. How are you, by the way? It's good to see you. It's good to spend this time with you. What, no cake? Usually when someone comes over to your place and you entertain, don't you have food? God, okay. Anyway, let's go. If you're interested, you can listen to my daily radio show. When I say daily, it's Monday through Friday. It's not Saturdays and Sundays, my God. Monday through Friday, I've been doing this for, since 1991. I've been doing radio, and I did television in the greater 7-town area here. I believe I started that in 1986. And I did it until 2010 or something like that. Wow. So yeah, if you recognize me, it's not because of the radio or the TV. It's probably, hey, who's that guy? Get him away from me. It could be that. It could be that. You must understand before we continue, and I do this every once in a while, I am entertaining you. I used to do stand-up comedy in the Boston area, and then this was like decades ago, and then I realized that's only like torture. So why am I doing that? I'll do the radio and TV thing, and that's what I did. So I'm entertaining you. I'm not the curmudgeon, upset, angry kind of guy that is portrayed in this scenario, although I do point things out that make no sense and annoy all of us. So yeah, in a way, but I have to do this in a theatrical sense so that you listen to me, which you may not do anyway. But if you change your voice intonation every once in a while and maybe a little screaming, maybe a little shouting, that keeps you engaged. All right, fine. Let's move on. I don't know if this has happened to you. It's rarely happened to me. Yesterday, I was in the Raynham, Massachusetts area. Now, I don't know if you know where Raynham is. It's just south of Key West. So I'm in Raynham, Massachusetts, and I'm doing some business, and I got peckish. That's a horrible word. I got a little bit hungry. Peckish sounds wrong. I don't know why, but I don't know. So I got a little bit hungry, so I wanted to stop at a restaurant, and I see this restaurant, and I won't say where it is because it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to you, and it's not fair to everybody we don't care about. But it was a restaurant, nice looking place, so I walk in, and I just wanted a little bit of a lunch. I wasn't hungry. I was peckish. So I walked in, and, when you're alone, whether you're a guy or a girl, you don't sit at a table, you sit at the bar. Whether you're going to have a drink or not, you don't sit alone at a table. It's just, you can, and don't feel that you can't or that you shouldn't. But for me, it's like a gigantic banner on top of my head. Hey, I'm alone. I got nobody. I came in here by myself. I'm alone. I don't need that. I don't need that extra social kind of angst. So I go to the bar where you kind of have to sit alone. Well, or there are other people there, but they're just not sitting next to you. You know what I mean? You're sitting amongst a lot of people, but not. It's nice. So I'm sitting at the bar, and this female bartender comes over. I would say she's anywhere between 22 and 28 years old. I don't know why those numbers, but that's my interpretation. Fairly attractive, not necessarily, just there. She walks over to me and she says, "Hey, how are you?" And I said, "Fine." She says, "Can I get you a drink, love?" I said, I didn't say excuse me, but in my mind I'm thinking, did you just call me love? We've never met. Am I that incredibly attractive from afar that you have to start giving me endearing titles all of a sudden, assuming that I am definitely worth your emotions? This was kind of, it's stupid, and you know it is. So she says, can I get you a drink, love? And I said, I would love to have, because I kind of play with people a little bit, said I would love to have, and I named the drink that I usually have. And she says, okay, I'll be right back. Are you interested in having lunch with us? Well, having lunch with me? Yes, I'll take your menu. Okay, and she takes the menu and puts it in front of me and says, I'll be right back with your drink, dear. What is this? What's going on here? What's going on here? Is she coming on to me? No. She's fishing for a tip, obviously, at the end of our encounter. I know that. You know that. She knows that. All God's children know that. But at the same time, I'm enjoying this. I don't mind being called love, or I don't mind the affectionate terms, especially from a stranger. It's just like, I don't know. It's not an ego thing. It's more of a like to be stroked kind of thing. I don't know what it is. She comes back about a minute later with my drink, puts it in front of me, and she says, are you ready to order, love? She called me love again. And I ordered what I wanted. I shouldn't have had it. I'm on a, I eat carefully. I've lost a lot of weight because all I did was eat more carefully. Processed foods, minimal, if, only special occasions. Sugars, bye-bye sugars, bye-bye. Red meat, yeah, once or twice a week, not every night. Eating a little bit more fish, careful about a lot of vegetables, try not to do a lot of big, rich sauces, looking at the sugar content, the salt content, the fat content of everything that I put in my mouth. And it works, so, but every once in a while, you got to treat yourself to something just extravagantly horrible for you. For many people, it's going to McDonald's. That doesn't satisfy me. Kind of like makes me a bit ill. But anyway, so my guilty pleasure, I'm looking on the menu, and there are some small lunches. They call them mini lunches or something. That's my speed, man. That's my speed. I don't want to hold. I'm peckish. I'm not hungry. I'm peckish. So I'm looking at the list of this things, and for $11, I can get a small portion size of fish and chips. I haven't had fish and chips in the longest time. It's fried food. It's fried fish. It comes with French fries and a little container of coleslaw, which probably has sugar in it and all that stuff. Coleslaw itself, good for you. The coleslaw dressing, probably not. But I order it anyway. And what do you put on the fries? Ketchup, sugar time. So, but I order it because, damn it, I'm out. The bartender lady is calling me dear and calling me love. This is like, let's go for it. Let's do it. So I said, I'll have the fish and chips, please. And she says, okay, love, I'll put the order in. Enjoy your drink. And she walks away. I didn't know if she was just going to walk away at that point or jump over the counter and give me a lap dance. She was just so freaking friendly. Who does this? In real life, who does this? You do it because you want a tip. We're all not stupid. But I'm not going to ruin this moment. So she brings over the fish and chips after about, I'd say no more than 8 minutes. Pretty good turnaround. Not a bad restaurant. And by the way, the food was extraordinary. Ron, what was this restaurant? I want to go. No, it's my restaurant. I found it. I don't want her calling everybody love and dear that walks in the door. And by the way, you know what's going on. You know she's going for the tip, trying to be like really personable. Okay, fine, good for you. But you know, and it's still in the back of my mind, there's other people at the bar, not too many, a couple other people. And when she's interacting with them, I'm like leaning over to see, is she calling everybody love and dear, or is it just me? I couldn't make out what she was saying, which is also very clever on her part. Keeps it very personable. She doesn't say love and dear out loud. She does it personally. So I can't hear her doing it to somebody. I assume she's doing it to everybody. I mean, even the UPS guy that says, here's a package for you. Can you sign for it for the restaurant? Sure, love. I mean, I don't even know that. I assume she does it to everybody, tip or no tip. It was just interesting. I thought it was an interesting social experiment upon myself. I made it a social experiment upon myself because it was just, oh my goodness, like, you know what I'm saying? It made me happy. It made me feel good. I enjoyed my meal. Everything was fine. Dear, love. And then I'm thinking, like, what if they extended that to every service that somebody gets? It's like if a guy comes to trim my hedges in front of my house, you know. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Van Dam? Fine, just trim the bushes a little bit. I don't want them trimmed too low, okay? Yeah, no problem, love. You want me to trim all the bushes, dear, or just some, love? See, it doesn't work for that. It doesn't work for that. It just works kind of at a bar. I guess, I don't know. I have no idea. It was a good time, though. And Ron, are you going back to that restaurant? You betcha. You bet I'm going back. And I'm going back for two reasons. One, because the food was actually good and the prices were low and they had these half plate things that weren't expensive for lunch. That's a plus. That alone would have made me come back. The curiosity of whether this bartender is going to be on when I go back and what she calls me at that point, because it's technically our second date. What's going to be my name next? Did you want to order your food now, Poopsie? Poopsie. By the way, what kind of affectionate name is Poopsie? It's got poop in it. But people call each other Poopsie. Poopsie sounds like an endearing, affectionate word for poop. It's just, I don't know if people use that term anymore. I don't know what the going term is now. Is it bear or something? Or I don't even know. I'm sorry. I'm encroaching upon conversation. I don't know. I just don't know. You know, I do go to quite a few places to have meals every once in a while. I do it less, again, because you can't be on this health kick diet thing and eat in restaurants at the same time. Sure, Ron, you can always have a salad. Stop it. Just shut up. So I go to restaurants, and I will tell you something. I am not the king of stuff. But I know what works and what doesn't, because I've been there. And you know too. And here's my frustration. I can turn almost any restaurant into a successful restaurant overnight. And you don't have to change your food, your menu, or anything, or even your staff. There's one simple thing a restaurant can do right away in 2 minutes that will make them have customers coming back for a lifetime. You're saying, Ron, radio talk show host, how you have these secrets that is amongst your brain cells? Impart the wisdom upon us, will you please, as you come down from the mountain of talk show hosts. Here's the secret. And come a little bit closer to your TV or your speaker or whatever you're doing here, because I want to tell you. If you're a restaurant owner or a restaurant manager, but especially a restaurant owner, some person in high authority in that restaurant at any given time, owner would be great. But owners aren't in a restaurant a lot. Managers, they've always got one hanging out. Here's what you do. First of all, you tell your staff, be extra friendly. I don't care if you love them, hate your job, don't want to be there. This is a theatrical thing. Be friendly, make believe you're happy. It's a stretch for a lot of people, I guarantee you, especially restaurant workers sometimes. Owner, here's what you do. Especially at dinner time, you walk up to a table, any table, all the tables, one by one, and you say, "Hi, I'm Christopher. I'm the owner. Just want to make sure everything is good. Are you enjoying your meal? And I wanted to thank you for coming here and hope you join us again." And a relationship is set up. A relationship is set up. The customer immediately, no matter how good or bad the food is, appreciates that they are speaking to the owner, approached them, and just made sure that they were happy. How long does that take? How many tables do you have? Once every hour, once every 2 hours, go around the whole room, table by table, introduce yourself as the owner or the manager, and just say, "I just wanted to thank you for coming tonight. My name is William, and anything I can do, you let me know." That's it. It sets up a relationship to the point where you go back there frequently now because you are personally involved in this scenario. And it really works. And I've seen that many times in my life, especially I lived in New York City for a long time when I was younger. Some of those restaurants do what I was exactly saying. It makes so much of a difference. It's amazing. It all of a sudden adds class and personal stuff going on. It's nice. It's nice. Went to one restaurant in New York where the chef, it is a restaurant where they had a number of chefs in the back. There was a head chef with the chef uniform and the big freaking Chef Boyardee hat. That's that kind of chef. A jolly old person. But he had like 3 other chefs and sous chefs and chefs that he wasn't suing at the time and all kinds of line chefs and line cooks. It was all going on in the back. So the chef walks out and he goes up to each individual table and he's saying, "I'm Chef Boyardee and I hope you are enjoying. If there's anything we can do, please let me know. I just want everybody to be happy, and I hope to see you again and say hello to you again. And what's your name?" "My name is Jim. I love the steak." That's all it takes. A guy in a chef's uniform walking up to a table to introduce him or herself, and that's it. How simple can that be? And yet, how impactful is that? Incredibly so. If you use this thing, I want credit for it. I want 10% of your profits. I'm not asking a lot, but it's at least going to make that kind of difference in your restaurant. Success is interesting. It really is. Most of the successful things that we do in life, we realize after the fact that was so easy. And we use the phrase, "Why wasn't I doing this before?" Well, because I didn't tell you. That's kidding. I'm kidding. I kid a lot. I'm kidding. Seriously, though, restaurants, take it from me. It's called the Ron trick of restaurants. Easy. So, and once you go into a restaurant where they treat you with this personal stuff, you will go back forever, I guarantee you. Love. All right. Before I go today, and I'm not far from leaving you at this particular junction, because I've spent all of this show talking about restaurants for some reason, and I don't know why. I want to talk about you. Yeah, you. You. Yeah, you. I don't care if you have an accent or not, or your speech pattern. That's culture. That's okay. I find that fascinating. I find that endearing, love. But talk properly. The way you talk is a direct reflection on your intelligence. You may say, Ron, that's not true. It is. Maybe not to your friends who talk the same way you do, but it is a reflection on you to everybody else. Rule number 1. 2 rules, 2 simple rules. I'm telling you. First rule, stop cursing so much. You don't use a curse word as an adjective in front of every single noun or even verb. I'm going down the freaking store. I looked at the price of the freaking meal. The freaking cereal is less cereal in the freaking box, less freaking cereal in the freaking box. Freak them. Stop using that word. A, it sounds like you're really not smart. And B, your vocabulary is nil. Number 2, stop using double negatives. Do you know what a double negative is? It's where you have 2 negatives in the same sentence and they cancel each other out, and the meaning of what you were trying to say is the opposite of what came out. And it also means you don't know how to talk with proper grammar, which is not hard to do. Let me give you an example. I don't got no time. I don't got no time for that. Well, what you should say is, I have not the time. I haven't the time for that. I haven't any time. Here's some time. I don't have any of it. When you say, I don't got no time, that means you've said you have no time, but then you negated it by saying, I don't. I have no time. Oh, no, I don't. I do have time. Now you have time. I don't got no time. Well, then you do. No, I don't got no time. Well, then you do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Another phrase that most people say a lot, and I actually correct them sometimes by being, I'm sarcastic to an extent, but I don't use sarcasm to hurt people. I use sarcasm to point out what is going on here. Here's a phrase, I hear this all the time. I don't like broccoli. Oh, so don't I. Wait a minute, this is very confusing. Let's turn this around. I do like broccoli. I love broccoli. So don't I. You do or you don't? So don't I. So don't I. That means you don't like it. No, I do like it. So don't I. No, so do I is what you meant to say. Yeah, so don't I. So don't I. It confuses the hell out of me, to be honest with you. It is a reflection on you. It's a reflection on you at your job, depending on what you do. It's a reflection on you when you're trying to get into college. It's a reflection on you when you're amongst people that know how to talk properly. Ron, what's so important about talking properly? Nothing. I guess nothing. Love. It's up to you. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the summer. Thank God. Oh my God, this has been a rough one. It's been a rough one. Remember when we started the summer off and it was 90 degrees every single day at 2 o'clock in the morning? Oh my God. My biggest fear was air conditioning bills. And then I sat back and I said, why should I be fearing air conditioning bills? There are a lot of people who don't have air conditioning. How are they even surviving? It's I'm telling you, I don't want to get really like social at the end of this show here, but I'm telling you that this planet is starting to make some moves on you. Water, not as pure. Air, certainly not as pure as what it used to be. Yeah, we're cleaning up the air, Ron. No, not really. people are dying from the heat, and in the winter they're dying from the cold because they cannot afford or don't even have the infrastructure to be able to cool off or to heat up, depending on the season. Because the seasons, the planet is saying, the seasons are going to get rougher for you. The storms will be more intense. The water supply will be that much more contaminated because you contaminated it. The summers are going to be hotter every single year for the rest of at least your life and for your children's life and your grandchildren's life. That's a fact. They will be hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. We'll be breaking heat records every year, every month. And we'll be doing that in the winter too. I didn't abuse the planet any more than you did, any more than anybody did, but collectively, over the years, all these countries and all these people have abused it. And it's just amazing to me that, A, nothing is done about it globally. They try, it's good talk, but doesn't really happen. The movement out of this danger zone is so slow that it isn't going to work out. And the only thing you can say is, well, at least I won't be here when it gets that bad. But it's that bad for people right now in other countries that don't have air conditioning, people that are dying in this incredible heat that doesn't seem, and, you know, the world is not where you live. The world is not where you live. If you've ever traveled, and you should at some point in your life, you will see there are other things out there with other people that don't have it half as good as you, even if you don't have it good at all. They even have it worse. And it's not 20 people or not 30 people or not a couple of people you see on a television commercial. It's hundreds of thousands and millions of people that are living like this on the edge. Don't have the ability to put food in their mouth, and what they do is not healthy. But it's a big planet. So all I'm saying is, well, what am I saying? I don't even know. I'm just saying that should be number one job for every living person on this planet. Number one, reverse this thing. It's a little too late to make it reversed real well, but something. I don't understand why it's not a planet thing. It's because the human being can't think beyond this. That's all. The basic human being cannot think beyond this. My place, my area, what happens outside of my area, I don't have to deal with because I don't live here. I don't live outside my area. Oh man, it's an earth that you live on. That's your area. Okay, kids, I'm out of here. I'll be back next time. You can find me on newenglandbroadcasting.com, Ron Van Dam Show. Google that. Monday through Friday, any time of the day you can listen. We're happy to have you on board. And I will call you love and dear if that's what you'd like me to do. I wish you peace.